While little known in modern times, one of the most important ancient deities for us to recognize and contemplate is the Roman god known as Janus. This deity is most distinguished by having two faces, thus often referred to as Janus Geminis. Sometimes both faces are bearded older men, but often he is depicted as having one bearded older face, looking to the past, and a clean-shaven face of youth looking toward the future. In some depictions, he even has one face of a man and the other of a woman, signifying the unity and duality of male and female essences in each of us. In some depictions, he even contains four heads, looking in each cardinal direction. He was known as the god of beginnings and transitions, and thus all manner of doorways, passages, portals, entrances, gateways, and the elements of change, movement, and time. It was essential to honor Janus at the start of every endeavor, from calendar dates to spring plantings, military actions, marriages, and each new dawn. He was the first god to be invoked before all others to help during all manner of rituals, rites, and prayers. He was the god of liminal spaces, guardian of transitions from youth to adulthood, barbarity to civilization, countryside to city, outer space to inner space. From Janus is where we get the word January, for it became the first month of the calendar. Janus was highly honored on New Year's Day, but also at the beginning of each day, each month, and several other special dates throughout the year. Our modern concept of the old man of the past year and the new baby of the coming year likely comes from Janus's two faces. The word janitor also comes from Janus, for he was the custodian of all entrances and thresholds. Janitor was originally a term used for a doorman or porter, and later adopted to include many other services. There are also certain rites and rituals that were performed with Janus in order to cleanse soldiers when they returned home from battle to reintegrate them into society. The Emperor Numa Pompilius, ruler from 715 to 673 BCE, built a giant temple in Rome called the Janus Geminis, with large archways that served as a passageway and was used ritually. In times of peace, the doors were closed to keep war contained within, and in times of war, it was open to welcome its soldiers back home. The Roman Empire was usually at war, and thus the doors were rarely ever closed, other than during 43 of Numa's peaceful reign and during a ban on the ancient rites after 390 CE. Janus is very much associated with money, coins, and financial enterprises. The first coin of the Roman pound liberal series bears the two faces of Janus, and thus, in modern times, he is mostly known for the Janus coins. Two other important symbols for Janus are the rod, a staff or scepter, and keys. The keys were not only symbols for unlocking doors, as he was the god of passages, but to unlock the secrets of the universal mysteries. He was considered the guardian of the mysteries, and it was through him that one was initiated into the various mystery cults at the time. One key was gold for the major mysteries, the other silver for the lesser mysteries. The origin of Janus likely comes from him being the first king of the Latium, before Roman, who perhaps was a very wise ruler, who, like many other historical figures, was transformed into a deity after his death. It was possibly under King Janus that coins were first produced, and thus the monetary connection. Two-faced deities exist in many other cultures around the world, most notably in Sumerian and African, so it is possible there is a connection between Janus and many other religious beliefs. Janus may be connected to the Etruscan deity Ani, where the English words annual and anus are derived. After all, in the temple of the human body, the mouth and anus are like two portals that point in different directions. Which is the entrance and exit depends on how you use it. Janus is also connected with the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, and a symbol of the cycle of life and death, new beginnings and rebirth. What Western culture fails to recognize is that the Latin language and most modern European languages have origins in Sanskrit from India. Much of the wealth in Roman Empire was used to purchase goods from India. It is also possible that Janus is connected to the Hindu god Ganesh, who is the guardian of gates, and invoked before other gods as the remover of obstacles. Regardless of the origins of Janus, he is a fascinating deity to contemplate in modern times, particularly during the New Year, and definitely as we transition from 2012 into 2013. Janus is the god of the rebegin. In spite of all the misinformation about the end of the world, which didn't happen with the end of the Mayan calendar, what did happen is the Mayans calculated the rotation of our galaxy, and based on the alignment of the Earth, the